Hi everyone, it is December 18th. A lot has happened this week. I couldn't cover all of it because I wasn't feeling too well. But I'm here, and today we will cover mostly what Google has been doing this week, and then we'll cover everything else tomorrow. All right, starting off with the launch of Gemini 3 Flash. It is the fastest and cheapest variant of the Gemini 3 models. It's obviously optimized for very low latency, high volume workloads. It is actually performed the best on multimodal benchmark scores, and it's very close to Gemini 3 Pro and GPT 5.2 and benchmarks. Obviously, cannot beat them, but the best thing is it is 4 times cheaper than Gemini 3 Pro and kind of similarly cheaper than GPT 5.2. So if you don't need like top model performance, you don't need deep reasoning, then I think Gemini 3 Flash is a very good model that people are starting to go to, right? All right, moving on. Google and Meta are actually collaborating to weaken NVIDIA's dominance in the software side. Now, NVIDIA has Cuda, which is a software that gives you the best performance on top of their GPUs. It's one of the big reasons NVIDIA has been so dominant over the years. Like applications were built using Cuda, and it's hard to kind of transition off of them to something else, right? Now, Google is working with Meta to build something called Torch TPU, which allows PyTorch to run on Google's TPUs. The idea is you want PyTorch to run just as well on TPUs as it runs on GPUs, right? It will give companies that are building models a lot of more incentive to start investing in TPUs. Now, if you don't know, PyTorch is basically a very popular AI framework that you can use for building deep learning models. Now, why is Meta helping Google though? Now, if you remember, Meta is actually investing in Google's TPUs. And they want to do that because they don't want to have over reliance on NVIDIA's GPUs, right? Because if they were to have more TPUs and have the ability to have their own workloads on TPUs, then they have more power to negotiate with NVIDIA when buying from them. And we're seeing this trend from other companies as well. Anthropic has been buying Google's TPUs as well. In fact, they have placed a $21 billion order through Broadcom to purchase TPUs. And I think with Anthropic, they're also investing in AWS's Trainium chip. And I will see more and more companies work with all three or more than one at least chips, because you don't want to rely on a single one, right? All right. Google has launched a CC, which is an AI agent that is very deeply integrated into your Google applications like Gmail, Calendar, Drive. Every morning, CC gives you your day ahead briefing, which summarizes like your critical emails, your upcoming meetings, anything you might have missed out on. And then over there, you can ask CC to like draft your responses for those emails, set reminders for those emails, or create calendar links to have a meeting with someone without actually leaving your inbox, or at least that page that you have open, which is pretty good. So I think if you have a Google ecosystem, this is going to be pretty good. Now we have competition in this space with OpenAI have their Pulse application, I think in their mobile application, which they're trying to do this. But again, remember that Google has better integration with their own application, so they can obviously provide a better kind of like performance in that way. All right. Google has launched Opal. Now, Opal allows you to create mini applications using natural language prompts. They have integrated it into the gems manager that you see in the Gemini application. I would call it more of like a powerful gem builder. It allows you to basically create like very specialized gems that could have like multiple steps. Like for example, the first step could be perform some sort of research on the topic that you've given it. The next step could be then integrate or generate an image based on that research result. Then create a web page to display that research, and then create a like a video explaining how to use this web page, something like that, right? And at the end, you have this gem which has these multiple steps that you can edit individually, and then you can at the end. Now again, like the thing is, Google has a lot of products in this space already, like Google AI Studio, Firebase Studio. So the boundaries between these applications are starting to get a little blurry. So I do think Google has to do a better job of marketing what each application is good for. Like for example, I had to use Opal myself to figure out what exactly it did. It said mini applications, but when I went, it was a gems builder. And honestly, even after using it and building something, I'm not 100% sure what should it be called. So it's going to be interesting to see how Google kind of continues its AI ecosystem when it has so many things happening in so many different places. All right, and talking about kind of different frontiers, the agentic web browser frontier, it's heating up. It's been a very important frontier to like kind of fight on, and Google's kind of coming in hot with its project called Disco. I think they have a wait list open for it that you can sign up for. Now, what happens in this application is that Google actually creates a web page based on the tabs that you're open. For example, I am planning a trip to somewhere and I have TripAdvisor open, flights open, and Yelp open, right? What Gemini or Google will do is that it will dynamically create a web page. It's not just a text output. It's going to create a web page based on what I was doing. And like it could be a dashboard, which gives me a map of all the places I should visit with some sort of a filter to filter out different type of destinations, etc. Right? So this is very interesting. This is new. This could be very powerful, obviously, if they get it right, because if you can figure out a way to do AI right in a browser, then you've kind of won, in the sense that any like when you go on your computer, a lot of time is spent on the browser itself. So if you are going to stick to a certain browser because of its AI functionality, then you're giving that company a lot, like in terms of data, in terms of ads that they can send to you. So so just by having companies or people use your browser, it's going to be obviously amazing. Now, we do have other browsers in this that are trying to do kind of similar things. For example, we have Opera, which just launched its Neon um, browser. I think waitlist for this is also open. Now, what's interesting is that it's obviously going to be another agentic based browser, but they are charging like $20 a month for it. It's similar to what OpenAI's Atlas is doing, or Perplexity's Comet is doing, where you have an agent that you can talk to. You can also give it different tabs and make it do things. Again, that agent has complete control over your browser. So, for example, if you're planning an itinerary, it might open Google Maps for you and then place in the source and destination, etc. So I think the reason you might want to pay more for Neon is probably going to be for its security features. I think it gives you ad blockers and VPN built into it, which is pretty good. And I do think if security is probably going to be the biggest concern with like agentic browsers, because I have pretty much everything for my social media, my credit cards, my information on my browser. So if anything was going to if there's going to be anything that could happen to that data, that's very costly. So I wouldn't mind paying $20 a month if I can be certain that my data is going to be secure, right? So let's see who wins this browser AI race, and I'm definitely signed up for Neon. So let's see when I get it, and I'll give you a kind of a review for that. That's all the news for today. Keeping it short, not feeling too well. I'll cover the rest of the update from this week tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.